Peace, peace, everyone. I am Universe Badger. We have Sacred Deer and Moon Tortoise.
Moon Tortoise, nice. I'm on, I'm on the bottom row tonight.
so, tonight's a real good subject. What do we want? What are we going to talk about tonight, Moon Tortoise?
Now we're going to talk about emotional intelligence. And I'd forgotten that you actually sent me the thing, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me. I'm off to it. We'll start. Oh, did you send it through Tom?
Oh, your phone's choppy. I sent it through Messenger on your biological name.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right. No, I don't have it. Yeah, I got to roll through.
That's okay. So, emotional intelligence means understanding your own feelings and recognizing the feelings of others. Emotional maturity means managing those feelings in a healthy way. Even when life tests your patience, pride, and peace, emotional intelligence is the awareness. Emotional maturity is the response. Together, they show how we handle conflict, communication, and connection. So, Sacred Deer, when you feel overwhelmed, how do you choose to respond?
Uh, I mostly try to like go somewhere where I can try and calm down rather than be surrounded by people or at least near people. That way it's a little easier to try and calm down.
Okay. So, do you listen to understand or do you listen to react?
I mean, it sometimes it depends on the situation. Most of the time it's to understand, but every now and then it could be to react.
Okay. At least you're honest. At least you're honest. So, emotional intelligence is the inner voice that says, this is what I'm feeling. This is where it hurts. This is why I react the way I do. It is the self-awareness of that reveals the truth behind your triggers, your fears, and the piece of you rarely mention. Emotional maturity is the wisdom to choose peace over your ego, growth, and reaction, accountability over excuses. It is the ability to sit with your discomfort without trying to escape it. It is responding with clarity instead of chaos, presence instead of impulse, patience instead of pride. Children naturally carry emotional intelligence. They feel everything fully and express it without filters. Adults are expected to carry emotional maturity to guide, model, and to show what healthy emotions control looks like. Yet, somewhere along the way, many adults become emotionally disconnected while children remain emotionally honest. So, Moon Tortoise, do you have a question to ask?
I do, of course I do. Do you got anything that you're focused on right now, either trivial or big? I mean, you don't throw any stuff that you feel is like stopping you in your goals or just feeling sound in life, if that makes any sense to you. Like, could be like just homework or school or anything. Like, what's the biggest challenge you face right now?
Probably keeping up with the work because if you because most of my classes are you do one bit of this one day, and then if you don't do that, you gotta do that plus an extra bit the next day. So it'd probably be keeping up with everything.
A lot of homework, a lot of workload. I have heard a lot of adults complaining that these kids have a ton of homework on Facebook posts, and they're going crazy trying to do it. So I'm trying to figure out too if that's a thing. So I appreciate your honesty through that.
So So when you feel overwhelmed with all that and trying to keep it up, how has your emotion or how I apologize. When you are feeling overwhelmed and trying to keep up with your work and stuff like that, what emotions are hardest for you to express without shutting down?
Probably that it would be like hard to keep up because I don't know why, but it makes y'all. For me, it makes me all anxious, and then I'm just like, if I asked if they could repeat that, then that's probably gonna go south. So it's probably like anxious because that's a big part of that.
So do you feel that you get anxiety when you want to, because you don't understand something, you want them to repeat it again, you feel like it might go wrong, so you just try to accept what they said without even really understanding it?
Yeah. Especially if they're going over something, and if I try and keep up, I'll forget the first half trying to understand. So I don't know why, I just feel scared to ask if they could like repeat something.
So a quick side note, I have ADHD. Moon Tortoise has ADHD. What helped me in school was jotting down little things, not everything they said, things that will make me remember what they said, even if it's a funny name, you know, even if it was
That's a
a
good
little,
point. Taking notes.
even if it was a little quote they said, it was something that made me remember because I don't have a good sense of direction, but I can remember where that one tree with the limb that looked like somebody was flipping you off next to the road that had the missing letter in their sign. That's how I react with things and remember things because I'm not going to remember names. I know I'm not. Not because I don't care, but with my ADHD, I can remember little surroundings things more than I can a street sign that says a name. But I can remember the missing letter on the street sign. So what I'm saying is when the teacher's saying so much, and if you don't understand it, still take a side note. And then after class, ask the teacher if you could ask them to explain it to you when no one's around.
That's a fair point. I went to the teacher after class.
Even before recess, whatever you do, before you get to do something different, when there's a break, when there's a lot of kids there, say, Mr. or Mrs. whoever, I was stumped earlier, and I just would like you to clarify this with me.
Okay, no, see, we do. Okay, so the classes that would be that would we do the work after after going over one thing, and then we would do the work during class.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you got that done, you would do the next part on your own if you got to that point. And then after, we only have 4 minutes to switch, so I would have to get the stuff for the next class.
There's always a time to ask a question, though, I promise you. It may take into your time to go to the bathroom or go to your locker twice or whatever the case may be, but there's always a time to ask a question. You know that saying, a closed mouth never gets fed. Now, when they say that, it means that no one knows exactly how you feel. No one knows exactly what is going on inside your mind. If you don't say it, no one's going to be able to help you with that. It's scary to ask questions because a lot of kids just don't care and they really don't want to learn.
So, speaking of that, is there a teacher or particular teachers, and you don't need to name drop them or anything, just specifically whose styles of teaching or delivery maybe that you get better, or maybe collectively that all the students get better? Maybe there's a favorite teacher, and what can we learn from that? What does he do differently? What do they do differently?
I mean, that would probably be the math teacher because he he explains, waits, and then shows an example of what he said in case you didn't understand it. So it would probably end up being the math teacher.
You know
That's good.
what?
Oh, okay.
No.
Let me finish. I would say it's a good thing to know which ones are doing the things that kids are really connecting with, and thanking them, letting them know it's a good job. I don't know how the teacher's pet thing works or anything, if that exists anymore. I mean, we can all work together, but it's good. It's good to know which ones are doing the right things, and to say, hey, we love the way you teach, and we need more of that. So that's what I'm asking. That's cool.
So I want to say something to you. What's going to be hard for you as an individual is because you're advanced in your intelligence. So they're going to think that you already receive a lot of things that they say. They're going to think you get it. And no one's going to know that you are having a difficulty. Just, it's not that you don't understand what they're saying, but there's variables. It could be something different. It could have a different meaning of it to you. And people aren't going to think that because of how intelligent you are. They're going to think that you're an 80-year-old man that already collects taxes and has a credit score of 800 because how you carry yourself. And that's a downfall. And it's also a plus. The plus to it all is they're going to show you things they won't show somebody else because you can understand things quicker. The downside is when you don't get something, they're going to assume you did. So you have to be able to speak for you. And anxiety is a big thing. I wasn't much of raising my hand because I didn't like people drawing attention to me because I already drew attention to myself a lot, not on purpose, just who I was. So raising my hand was like, they're going to look at me. Everybody's going to say something to me. Kids are mean. I wasn't really bullied yet. I don't know. It mostly was insecurity with myself. Had nothing to do with my peers. So I didn't like me. And I thought I looked funny. And I thought there was a reason why nobody wanted me around. So me raising my hand was drawing attention to myself. So I didn't do it a lot. I just wanted to be the one that got it. And there's a lot of times I didn't get it.
Do you guys like reading aloud?
Say it again.
Do you guys like reading aloud, Badger?
Oh, I don't read out loud no more because I can't see well. When I was younger, yeah. But when I got older, no, I can't see well.
And Sacred Deer, what about you? You like reading aloud in class, or is that something?
No, not at all.
Why?
Is it the drawing attention?
No, it's I don't know why, but I read it too fast, so I'll say it as I read it, and that causes a lot of mess up. So I have to go back and fix that to make sure that people aren't hearing the wrong words or getting confused.
Okay, that happens.
Do you feel that it's harder being intelligent?
Every now and then, yeah. Actually, because when they notice that, they're gonna think that you could understand things like better, but that's not always the case.
Yeah.
So it causes some confusion there. That definitely can't be easily resolved.
And that's what I was talking about. See, because not knowing that about you, they're going to think that because you have a higher reading level, because you're advanced, they're going to think that of you. So you have to stand up for yourself and be like, and this is the anxiety part that's going to suck. But you have to be like, hey, I know you probably think I did get it, but I didn't. Could you explain it to me a different way? Because I'm seeing it this way. Just so that you don't, I think that you're going to get cheated out on life in school because a lot of things are going to come easy to you that sometimes when it doesn't, they're just going to think it did.
It
I don't know.
it raises expectations as well.
It does. It does.
I
happened to
always,
me.
I was read from a really young age. It was always reading. You know, I always read way the heck ahead of my classmates, I guess. And I struggled. I struggled through all of school. I was bored to death. I was bored to death, and I didn't like how it felt. I don't know, but towards the end of it, I guess I kind of got along or got it a little better. But um, yeah, no, and I don't know if it ever reached me like that, and that's why it's cool to talk about what's going on there now and how kids feel about school. Because if I could go back and do it again, it'd be probably different. But it's different. I could, but not grade school. So it's a way different beast.
So, have you noticed that your emotional maturity has changed as you got older compared to when you were younger? Like you weren't anxious to say things when you were younger. You didn't have that anxiety because you didn't care what people thought. And now that you're older, you're finding yourself get more anxiety and stuff because of what people think affect you.
No, see, it's not that I'm being anxious to say something. It's that I'm being anxious to say too much of the one thing. Like I every now and then I'll think I'm too bold to answer something. So I'm anxious to respond too much rather than too little.
Okay. I get it.
You know, like a know-it-all.
He said you don't want to look like a know-it-all.
Oh, okay. It glitched out for a second. I couldn't.
Yeah, I know.
I glitch. I'm made by Bethesda basically. So I don't know how deep into video games you are. Yeah, you
So
can be an
what-
adult and play video games too. It's fine.
So, what childhood experience has shaped you with how you deal with emotions?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Probably with the way that I used to the way that I used to respond to things. Because now that I'm starting to like realize that it changes completely, so it causes some drawbacks. So it's
Do
probably
you feel
how.
that do you feel that you're more confident or less confident?
I mean, most of the time it's less confident because I'll think I'm too much of something
Oh,
to respond the way that they'd want to hear. So most of the time it's less confident.
You don't want to be extra. I get it.
Exactly.
Don't be extra.
that's
I don't know.
sad.
I like the reading aloud question because I used to really like reading aloud, and then I discovered I can do it in a very textbook sensitive voice and have people listen to it all day. And then they kind of laughed at it, but it was a tactic to actually get people around me to read with me and listen and participate. I don't know. I felt like scumbag for doing it, but I also had a lot of fun doing it. But it's like kind of trying to take something you don't like and make it fun and enjoy and get everybody in on it. I guess that's humor's a good way to break that wall of a lot of the things that held me back in the day.
Well, most of the things about that is because of how bored they are, and they're only bored because I don't think they mean to, but when they say they're going to get you ready for the next grade, they teach you almost half the stuff you're already going to learn at the start of the year. So it's just boredom because you already understand it.
Ooh, I hope somebody listens to that because I kind of felt similar. Yeah, that's a
Do
bummer.
you know what's sad about you feeling like you have less confidence now than you did is the fact of that, because you don't want to seem like you're extra or that you just know it all. That's one thing about being intelligent, is that I learned as I got older to not speak so much, not answer all the time, and let somebody else have a chance. And to be able to think about a different situation, because I thought I knew it all, that I didn't see things in a different light. I didn't see things the way other people seen it. And people don't see things the same way I do in a lot of situations. And it's because I never gave them a chance to. And then when I learned how to be quiet and to listen, not to respond and to react, it was a whole different feeling for me. I had to realize that I'm very intelligent, but yet other people see things way differently than I do. And that's where emotional maturity comes in. We're able to take ourselves outside of ourselves and our feelings of what we think inside of us, and allow someone else to have the moment in the spotlight. And it really bothers me because for you to feel that you're being a bit much or extra is sad, because who put that stipulation of this is what the baseline of extra is, and anything over that is too much? Who did that? Because that's when people start living by a certain standard, and they start lessening who they are so that they didn't be looked at as too much.
It's more of the expectations that people for some reason see. Because if I try not to be too much and I fail at that, the rest of the day they're gonna think, okay, well, extra is normal for them, so I have to be extra to meet that. So it's extra can be normal, or normal can be less than normal. It's strange.
Society shapes us without us wanting it to, and fitting in and being in the norm is what we try to do. Because if not, then we get looked at as an outcast, or we get looked at as someone that knows it all. It's a weird thing. And being young, as much as I said when I got older that I wanted to grow up, I can't wait till I grow up. And then when I grew up, I said, I can't wait, I wish I was young again. Didn't like being young. I didn't like where people didn't listen to me. I didn't like where I was constantly pushed off aside and no one really cared about how I felt. And I wasn't looked at as an individual. And then now, this day and age, where I see things the way I see it, I wouldn't want to be young again either. It's hard being an adult, but I wouldn't want to be young again either.
It's hard being young for a lot of reasons. It took me like 34 years to figure it out, but I'm content with myself. You know, in school right now, it goes past, and then you become an adult, and maybe you really find yourself after that. But it's important to have a good time, so don't waste your time having a bad time. Try not to, and then take the little losses. It's just there's embarrassing things that happen, and it's formative, you know.
Grandson, do you, or Sacred Deer, I will forget. Sacred Deer, do you think that adults sometimes lose emotional honesty that children naturally have?
Every now and then, yeah, actually, quite a lot.
Explain.
It's something. How do I explain this? I don't know why, but I can't explain it like enough. do I think to be understood? I don't know.
It don't matter. Whatever way works for you, we'll try to get it. I see where the issue is because what's in your head, you can't get people. You don't think people will see exactly how you're seeing it within your head when it's you thought about it in your head, but getting it to come out to the words to match what's in your head is difficult.
Yeah.
I have that problem. Have you ever had that problem, Moon Tortoise?
What? Getting the words to match coming out mouth? Yeah, sometimes. Yep.
To match what's in your head.
Yes, all the time. I have a very hard time articulating how I actually feel about certain things. And then I actually place stipulations about how far I'm willing to let others know how I feel so I don't disappoint them. And that's part of being a horrible thing called people pleaser. And try not to do that.
Sure. Thank you for trying it. So what?
But I always be overthinking.
So what do you want children your age or younger to know about handling emotions?
If you're being pressured into doing something, or you think an emotion that you want to let out would be too much, try and find things that can calm you down, like enough to where you can express it without like shutting yourself down, losing your words. Just try and find something that can help you calm down enough to be able to explain it and express it the way that you feel would be enough to express.
What do you think the hardest thing about being a kid is?
Probably that it's hard to make a decision on how to show something, like reactions, expressions, emotions. Probably the decisions on that.
Are you worried about hurting other people's feelings?
Yeah, no, a lot. 'Cause it's, I don't know why, but it's every now and then it's hard to tell if they'll hear it the way that you mean it. Because if they hear it a different way, that can affect them the way that you didn't mean it to. So it's definitely hard for that.
I don't want to break your bubble or lessen who you are as an individual, but it's not going to get easier. And that feeling is going to get even harder as you get older.
Yeah, usually you got to go through a lot of stuff for a therapist to tell you this, but try using I feel statements. I mean, you don't have to be a 32-year-old alcoholic to use them. No, you can be a kid and be like, I feel like this, I feel like that. And honesty and accountability and being upfront with people scares the heck out of them at first. And then it looks kind of cool. So being in control of yourself like that actually does look cool, but it's kind of like working out. You got to get used to doing it. But then it feels really good, and it's good for you. Heck. And if I could perfect that, I'll rule the world tomorrow. I'm still working on it.
Those are like, those end up being strong things too. Like it's at first it's scary, especially when it comes from someone who doesn't normally do that.
Yeah.
But then you get used to it and it starts getting easier and
You
better.
become habit formed.
Yeah. Pay attention to those people with big personalities who can, with no problem, just be like, I got to go. Because they probably won't upset you with that. And it's not intended to upset you with that. They're just very about that. And it's a good thing to pay attention to and try and practice without stepping on people's toes, of course. And that's a hard balance, but everything's a balance. So
So
it's
what
cool.
emotion do you avoid because it feels so heavy to feel it? The heaviest feeling of emotion that you have.
Probably being mad, because if I don't know why, but if I get too mad, I try and suppress that enough to where I can still express it. But for some reason, I get so mad that it just builds up. It looks like if I were to get mad at someone, but it looks like I'm sad because I like start um uh my eyes start to water or anything. It looks like I'm sad, but it's just I'm getting too mad to the point where I can't express it safely. So definitely anger.
If I could help you with something, what I've known about you, because I've known you your whole life. So what I've known about you is that, and this isn't just you. This has a lot to do with your astral sign. This has a lot to do with you being a Aquarius. This has a lot to do with you as an individual caring that when you do get mad and you get to that point where you feel the emotions of wanting to cry and stuff because you're overly mad, you shut down. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that's not fair to you. Because the more you shut down, the more you're going to start putting up this wall against who you truly are. It's hard, because I've had many of conversations with you as an individual to ask you about what was hurting your feelings, and you were so upset that you ignored me. And it's just you and I walking, and you ignored me, and that's not fair to you, because you're not able to express yourself and let me know really what made you feel that way, because you were allowed to. That's where the I feel situation comes in hand. Because you can tell me if you feel like I was being rude, or if you feel like I was saying too much, or if you feel a certain way, you are allowed to speak on that. Nick said hi.
Is that friend?
No, it's our old neighbor.
Oh,
So
hi, Nick and Kendall.
so you need to say those I feel situations even when you get upset, and that's going to be hard, but that's how you get healthy boundaries for yourself, because you are entitled to show your feelings. You matter, and so do your feelings.
That's darn true. I do want to say that Kendall Cobb popped on there and said I'm the same way when it comes to holding your emotions. It builds up for a long time. Over the years, there's no point on holding onto those grudges. Keep expressing yourself. I agree, Kendall.
If we have a choice, we are going to protect an inner child while they're a child instead of trying to heal a damaged adult. It's harder to heal a damaged adult than it is someone who's already free and young. So learning how to control those emotions now is very important for you. And don't allow anybody to say that you're too much or extra, because they don't write the law and the rules on who is too much and who isn't too much. Stay true to yourself and authentic to yourself regardless.
Yeah, no. Being extras, people thinking you're extra is just them not thinking that you're like them.
Yep.
People think that extra is not like them.
Yep.
People think normal is really close to them.
Mm-hmm.
But normal is the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Extra would be I don't know.
Extra okay.
Just
yeah.
extra. There is no actual extra, because extra is normal.
Yeah.
Would you want an actor who is like super dry to play Ace Ventura?
What is Ace Ventura?
Oh God,
okay. Ace Ventura is
a cartoon character.
I'll say the actor's name.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. You know who Jim Carrey is?
I know that. I know it by name, but I don't
He plays
recognize.
Matt. He plays Matt.
The Grinch.
Oh, right.
Like, would you want like Daniel Day-Lewis playing the Grinch would be pretty cool, but not anyone like dry. You need someone who's extra to do that, and we emulate people who are super extra like that. I'm sorry, I know you're young. I'm throwing out that hurt, but I
Old
understand.
actor. Old actor.
I understand.
So how about this, grandson? If you were gonna go watch a comedian, would you like one to talk about politics that are not funny? Or would you like one to talk about things that you get that's relatable to you, that's hilarious to you? Okay.
Preferably things that are actually something that I can
Funny.
relate to.
Okay. And that's basically what he's asking you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Being
okay.
extra can be really good sometimes. Heck,
Yeah.
I'm extra all day, every day. Let me tell you. Unless I'm on a podcast where I got to be less extra.
What did Kendall say?
Kendall says, fun facts. Did you know that your emotions can change 30 seconds when you learn to control? You can change
Yeah.
it pretty fast. And I'm overly extra. See? And, you know.
He said, alrighty then. He wouldn't know what that is.
Ooh, if I only had. Yeah. Ace Ventura is really funny. Oh my gosh. All right.
So, Sacred Deer, what does emotional safety look like?
Probably like trying to. It's like trying to protect what you think would be too much to express. Like if some people, I'm not saying it's like a certain group, but a whole lot of people, um, think it's like they get anxious to express themselves, so they end up either building a wall or expressing the wrong thing that they're not. They're what I'm trying to say is they'll think that what they're trying to express is too much, so they'll try and suppress that too little, so they can't actually show who they are, and it's almost like building up a wall for
Yes.
others.
Yes. Or yourself.
Yes.
So
Like,
what helps?
would you be afraid to try in front of people? Sorry, Patrick.
No, go ahead. He
I
didn't hear
would.
you. He didn't hear you.
I said, would you be afraid to cry in front of people?
Yes.
Okay.
If I cry, it has to be somewhere that I know. I don't cry at school. If I cry, it has to be. If I cry somewhere at school or anywhere public like that, it has to. I make sure that it's for something like pain.
Okay. I cry I cry in front of people.
No,
Just
he's the type of person that will hold his emotion in even if he's gonna cry. He will hold it in. He holds his emotions. I'm not kidding you. Too much.
bottle it up.
Yeah, and that's not healthy.
That can cause stress, but
Yes,
yes.
it's not healthy. And he has every right to express his emotions, but he just doesn't think nobody will get what he's saying in his head, so he bottles it up.
It's not. It is. Yes, that is part of it, but it's mostly because of that. I don't want to hurt someone in a way that I don't realize that I do. So unless it's something like joy, I hide it that until I know for sure that it won't hurt them in any way.
So
I wanted to.
what is something adults do that confuses your emotions?
Probably saying that they like saying stuff like I expect higher from you while you're trying to express yourself. It confuses me. It's like you want me to express myself, but you get some sort of other opposite whenever I do. It's like it's confusing on why they do that.
I get that. What were you gonna say, Moon Tortoise?
No, it was good. I liked the emotional safety question. I asked if you're afraid to cry in front of people because I don't know. And my like emotional safety to me looks like being able to express even heavy emotions like that in front of people without hurting them or caring what they think. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm sad today. It's okay.
This is really important for me to have you answer this. So please be truthful and honest to yourself. Stay authentic no matter what it feels like, okay? Promise me. When you say this, when I want a real answer. How do you want adults to talk to you when you're emotional?
Oh,
Be honest.
I don't know.
Do you want me to come back to that one and think about it for a minute?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to think about that.
Okay. Because I really want to know the answer because I need to know how to be able to talk to you when you're in your feelings because you shut down. And I know it's a safety thing for you because you don't like sharing your emotions with the world. But I really need to know how to talk to you properly when you're in that state of mind. What would make the world a kinder place for kids?
Um, I mean, probably actually, like, probably, um, a disclosure for school counselors. I know school counselors help, but a good most of that is stuff that you are scared to tell your parents about, and they just
Hmm.
a good most of them just either way tell your parents after saying that they won't. We need some sort of disclosure policy on things like that.
I
Hmm.
agree. I agree. I'm glad you said that. I agree. I'm going to write that down because that's important. I
It's
agree.
a good
I think
topic.
I think they should take an oath on that, just like a preacher would or somebody else that has a ability. I mean, if it's not about killing somebody or really doing something illegal, I think there should be a good disclosure thing. Yes, because you were safe. You felt safe enough to open up to them. If you felt safe enough to open up to your parents, you would have. You opened up to them for a reason. And it's almost like betraying your
How could
trust.
there's
Go ahead.
it's different though because you're not dealing with an adult. You know, you signed up for therapy, right? I mean, there could be a lot of things going on. Now, when it comes to disclosure, I think there could be some area where the counselor's like, look, your kid's not concerned about specific A, specific B, specific B, but being a counselor, they should probably be able to say that maybe your kid feels this way or this way and wants to talk about certain things without actually throwing you under the bus for something that might be embarrassing or that. I mean, we can boil down why you're having problems and things like that into maybe you need to talk to your kid more even about a certain thing like that. We don't have to go full tilt. So I love the idea of that topic.
So,
No,
what
yeah,
makes you feel enough to share your emotions? What makes you feel
um,
safe enough to share them?
probably like knowing that people can actually like will understand you rather than
Judge.
share this out or fake you and then use it against you. It's probably
Yeah,
knowing that you're able to talk about stuff like that.
that feeling does not go away when you get older. No, that's a feeling that a lot of people have. Do
You're
you feel comfortable?
practicing them.
Yeah, you're practicing them. Do you feel comfortable saying, I'm sad, I'm angry? Why or why not?
I mean, if I'm too sad, I'll shut down. So I can't. It's not even that I want to shut down. Like if even if I wanted to explain it, I don't know why I just can't. because I lose my wording. So I try and hide stuff like that because I can't word it the way that I need to actually express it.
Now I'm
So
going back to that question. I'm going back to that question, my guy. What's something that adults can do to make you feel safe when you're feeling that way? What can they say to you to help you open up when you're closed down? When you're in that I'm shutting it down state of mind?
Or behave.
probably like rather than going straight for it, maybe ask small questions that can lead to that. Because if you ask straight up, it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you slowly lead up to that, then it builds trust. It shows that, hey, maybe it's actually okay to say this. So rather than just letting it out and asking, probably like asking things that can lead up to that
Okay.
or things close to that.
I can respect that. Remember when you lost what was your cat's name? The big fat one.
Koala.
Chunky.
Koala. When Koala ran away. Remember?
Try not to.
Okay. And that affected you. I didn't know that was a sensitive subject for you. I didn't realize how that really affected you. And we were going for a walk one time, and there was all those kittens. And that was just when you found out that Koala was gone. You shut down, and I wasn't able to speak to you. And you were mad, and I had no clue why. Then later back, I came back to you, and I explained to you that you can share things with me, and I will not judge you. And you're allowed to tell me how you feel, and I will not judge you on that. And you were able to tell me how that affected you, and that seeing those kittens and all the other stuff reminded you of Koala when you first got Koala, and it really affected you that not having Koala around. And I didn't know that was a sensitive subject. Still to this moment, I didn't realize it was that sensitive a subject. And it's because you didn't express that. And if you were able to express that to me, I wouldn't have brought it up right now because I knew it was sensitive. But because you bottled it in and you weren't able to show that emotion, I had no clue that that was a trigger to you. Do you understand how important it is to let people know when something is affecting you, especially when someone cares about you?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Because I wouldn't have brought it up right now if I would have known that it was that sensitive of a subject. But anyways, so even when you're feeling anxious and closed down and sad, let them know that right now is not the moment and that you are feeling overwhelmed and that's too much of a sensitive subject for you. Those that love you will respect you to stop. Those that don't, remove yourself from them. Can you receive that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you have to protect yourself and you have to put healthy boundaries up, and you can't let somebody use how you feel as a weapon. That's not fair. And that tends to happen. And adults tend to do that when they get older because they're hurting. They want to hurt you. And that's where emotional maturity comes in play. A lot of them don't have that no more because they've lost that. And having that emotional maturity, you know that I'm not going to hurt someone I love because I'm hurting. You receive that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I apologize. So, do you believe that emotional maturity is learned or earned? Is it earned or learned through pain?
I feel like it's both because through stuff like pain and bad things, it'll like it can try and teach you to slowly learn how to calmly and carefully express that. So I feel like at first it starts off by learning how to do that, and then by applying that, it slowly becomes earning for it rather than learning what you can understand.
I like that. So, Moon Tortoise, is there something you want to ask?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll ask. How do you feel? Like right now, what are you doing?
How you
You don't
feeling
have
right
to.
now? Just your feelings. How you feeling?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Neutral? I'm not really.
It's such a generic question. I understand. It's like, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
How do you allow yourself to feel angry without it becoming destructive?
If I'm being honest, I I shut down because I don't think I can.
Mm, I can receive that. I can receive that. That's a fear a lot of us have. Those that have peace within us, we learn to keep that peace because we can't control the emotion once we open up the gate. And we tend to snap and we don't feel that we're able to control it. So the best thing is to have that peace and maintain that peace. Because if we allow ourselves to show that emotion, we may not be able to control it. So I receive that. I receive that completely. And that's really mature of you to acknowledge that. Either of you, I don't care who, you're both looking.
What's that?
Read it. Both of
Acknowledge
you.
the-
I can't hear
Oh,
you.
I will always acknowledge the comments. I love our listeners. We have Kendall Cobb. People always try to take emotional advantage, try to find weak points. My hard lesson in life with being vulnerable to the wrong people. When you find the right crowd, that type is amazing to have with all kinds of sport. And that's very important. And that's very true.
Mhm.
We're not obliged to like get along with everybody. Well, like everybody. I mean, this is tolerances, right? Like you work together, you work alongside people, your peers. You find your people, and it feels really good to express yourself. We'll bring that out here.
How can you tell when someone cares about your feelings?
Probably whenever they don't try and force it out. Like I get it if you're trying to let me know that it's okay to express that, but if you're like, hey, you should probably talk about this, or hey, if you try and force it, then that's probably not the right person to trust.
Mm. Key to remember. That's a good thing to remember. So, do you allow your oh, I already asked that. Who taught you how to love and did they teach you well? Did they teach it well? Who taught you how to love?
Mainly you and my mom. Um, you, my grandma, and my mom.
Was
Grandma
it
for
taught
me.
was it taught
I don't know why. It no, yeah, it's you, my grandma, and my mom because I don't. It me and my grandpa we have a connection, but I don't.
yeah.
I don't. It's hard to explain. But yeah. Um. Yeah. No, you, my girl, and my mom.
What did I always tell you? The most important thing to do is for yourself. What is it? I asked you one time, and and I felt like such an ass for asking you this. And it wasn't a bad thing. I asked you, and I even told Moon Tortoise about this. When I asked you if you loved yourself, you made me feel so silly. And I almost wanted to apologize for asking you this because you were like, who do you think I am? Like, this is my skin that I'm in. Of course, I love myself. I know who I am. And I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. Because if somebody would have asked me that when I was your age, I would have broke down and cried and said no. And that means that you're loved correctly. For you to love yourself at your age. Moon Tortoise, did you love yourself when you were a teenager?
I wanted to.
But did you?
No. Parts of me. I really clung on to like music and stuff like that as hard as I could. And when I watched that falling away, when I watched myself letting go of that, it hurt. But I don't feel like that anymore. Like I said, it took 34 years or so, but
Yeah.
it's easier to get earlier and be real careful around like alcohol when that comes around. That's scary. But I always preach that.
So it's important. Go
If
ahead.
I'm being honest, I don't actually quite understand the concept of that though.
I get
What's
that
that?
too. Loving yourself.
Oh yeah,
I get that.
it takes
So
this.
so the concept is knowing that you're a good person, knowing that your heart is pure and genuine, really knowing that you will put forth the effort of care. Like you really know that you're genuine and you really care. You care, and that you mean well. That's what I take what loving myself is. I really take pride in the fact that I have a big heart and it's pure and genuine and I really care. I respect others and whatnot. I just learned how to love myself my whole entire life. I never did. And I started learning how to love myself about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, just before I met Moon Tortoise. And it was really difficult to do because I didn't even like how I looked at myself, let alone loved how I looked. And it wasn't because of me. It was because of what was told to me my whole entire life that I allowed it to affect me and become my thoughts.
So yeah, you were being put down, and it planted a seed in what you
Yeah.
think of yourself.
Yeah. And so for you to love yourself at your age, that means that you were loved correctly, that people really showed you that you were one heck of a person. What is your purpose? I've told you this your whole entire life, but I don't know if you remember. What is your purpose in life?
To help others and or help make the world more trusted and basically a safer place to express feelings and to be able to let people know. Basically, help people with how they feel, how they want to express themselves, how they want to show how they feel, to make this place a better a more trusted um, place to express yourself.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, first we gotta slowly let them know that it's okay to trust in general. And then after that, you wanna start teaching them self-love, and then you want to basically go step by step until you can slowly let them know that it's okay to actually show who you are and what you want to express.
And what are you going to be no matter what? What are you going to be?
Humble and kind.
That's right. That's right. What does Liz say?
Liz Delaney says, "Oh, do you want to read it, Mary? You read it. Go right ahead."
Okay, she's saying, I think of loving myself as forgiving myself for mistakes and not being too hard on myself. For those things, it helps to have a positive self-image. And I guess loving myself means maintaining that when life gets hard. Yes. Yes.
You did great. You did great. Good job. I'm not saying you're a bad reader. You're just learning how to read aloud. I'm just saying you did that very confidently. And she's absolutely right.
So one thing that Sacred Deer was really good at was reading. Sacred Deer was learning how to read things at 2 and would spell things at 2 and be like, this is what that is. What does that mean? And want to learn how to read at 2. So when Sacred Deer started school, it already advanced into 3rd grade level. So reading was something he really wanted to do his whole entire life, basically. and he taught himself how to do it really young, and that
Good.
he's really good at it. So him not wanting to read out loud is because he's reading so fast in his mind because he knows the words before he says it, and he feels that other people ain't going to receive it properly.
Just tell yourself to slow down. I practice it every day, and it's still something I do after 34 years, and I'm now kind of getting good at it sometimes. Just go, hey, slow down. Look ahead. Don't read ahead.
I do like reading out loud. I prefer reading quieter though, because every now and then I'll just like start reading it in my head. But the only downside to that is whenever I do, I make this weird like whispering type noise because I'm actually trying to read it without either overthinking it or misreading a word.
Well,
So I do love reading.
Absolutely. I was more talking about crowd reading, like public reading, when I say read aloud. But I understand reading aloud too is it's a good thing to do too.
So overthinking, that's a hard thing to do. Overthinking isn't the hard thing. The hard thing is not doing it.
Yes.
Moon Tortoise, do you have a hard time with overthinking?
Yes, right now. Yes, I do. All the time. All the time. It's one of the biggest problems I have in life, and it's a constant problem.
How can we not overthink?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I love myself, and I isolate and work on music and things like that. It's when I don't get the chance to do that, or I kind of get surrounded and I don't have any downtime, that's when I start getting real frantic like that. But yeah, by focusing on stuff myself, I love it.
So
I was also
overthinking it. Go ahead.
oh, I was
No, go
also
ahead.
going to say, Sacred Deer, T-Rex or Velociraptor? Which one's better?
Overall, I prefer Velociraptor because the agility can help a whole lot of attributes and skills. The T-Rex has many downsides, so same as a Velociraptor, but Velociraptor in my opinion.
Oh, I thought you would answer T-Rex and answer faster because I was going to call you dumb because I thought Badger was hyping you up too much. I had to take you down a peg or two. We're not obliged to know everything, damn it. But you're right. You actually presented facts about why the Velociraptor is probably better in Agile Hunter. And I can appreciate that.
I can't hype him up. I'm just being honest. The kid is that.
I know, but don't get a big head about it. Be smart, but act dumb. That's why I said learn a martial art, but don't act like it.
What
And
it-
keep that in your back pocket.
Look what Liz said. Liz says this, but look what Liz said. Joe says. Go ahead.
Velociraptor.
Look what Joe
I
says.
like everybody. Joe says T-Rex. Joe would say T-Rex because he's dumb.
I knew you would enjoy that one. So overthinking usually happens when the mind tries to protect you from pain. It searches for every possible outcome, even the old wounds, every hidden fear, hoping to keep you safe. Although the mind means well, it ends up creating stress, doubt, and confusion. So overthinking is something hard to do. And the best way to stop overthinking is pausing, finding things to do outside of thinking. Writing, music, martial arts, wrestling, whatever the case may be that you enjoy that stops you from being in your mind, because your mind is fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight. And the older you get, the more your mind is going to be, I got to protect him. I got to protect him. I got to protect him. Because that's what your mind does. And a lot of people are stuck inside that because they think that their mind does all the thinking for them and knows best, when yet your mind really doesn't know much. It's just a tool. You can turn it on and shut it off, but it's a choice that you have to learn how to do on your own. So slow yourself down. And when you feel raced and overwhelmed, stop and tell yourself you own yourself. Your mind don't own you. Make sense?
No, yeah, I completely agree. Because it can be hard to do, but it's gonna end up being a lot better. Because I don't know if people do it or not. I don't know, but I know a couple of people who don't quite know how to do that yet, and it causes it eventually it's to something similar to a panic attack, and that can only escalate. So taking a minute to pause and um, let yourself calm down is actually an amazing thing to do.
So we're going to wrap this up. And what would you like to talk about shutting your mind down next Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Moon Tortoise?
Sounds good.
Okay. So give a positive. This sounds horrible. Let's give a positive message for those that are learning how to deal with emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't about your IQ, and emotional maturity does not come in age. You could be 80 years old and have an IQ of Einstein and still not consume intelligence or control or maturity of your emotions. So let's give a positive message real quick. Sacred Deer.
Okay, there you go.
Be yourself. Try and find those safe places to calm down and just express yourself the way that you think would be enough. Just be yourself. No matter
Me
what
too.
someone tells you, no matter what people make you think. Try and be
That's
yourself.
right. That's right. Moon Tortoise.
Positive quote. Dance like nobody's watching.
Even if a bunch of people are watching.
Yeah, I don't know. Do it anyway. Yeah, people either appreciate it or they won't. The ones who appreciate it, those are the ones you want to hang out with.
So remember, your voice carries wisdom even when you're young, and your emotions are not mistakes. They're messages. So listen to them. Listen to them because they matter, because you matter, and your opinion matters. And so does your thoughts, so does your time, and so does your energy. Thank you for giving us the time tonight and allowing us to be a part of your your space, because matter only exists when you give it attention. So thank you for giving us attention, and appreciate you, Sacred Deer, for coming on, and appreciate you, Moon Tortoise. And I learned a lot tonight about you, even though I've known you your whole life. So thank you for allowing us in. Love you.
Love you.
Love y'all.
Peace and love, everyone. I'm gonna
Peace,
play.
everyone.
I'm gonna play this other one. I like this other one real quick here. This one is called Daydreaming, and I was gonna play that one first, but the night driving really suited me. So let's end it on. There's really